Hi, good evening everybody. KB2IDX, I'm Chris, and we are also with, you just heard a moment ago, Bucky W0SUN. He is in Littleton, Colorado. I'm in Bloomington, Indiana. It's time for, oh my gosh, I gotta remember what we're calling it. Colorado HD Net 2.1. Yes, 2.1 net. Welcome everybody. We're here to talk about issues related to digital ham radio, answer your questions, listen to you, talk, learn, teach. We like to take check-ins online at ham.live, which I'll go into in a moment, but we will take some over the air for those that don't wish to or don't have a computer. If you don't know how to use ham.live, it's a website logging system, ham.live, and you go there. If you have a Gmail address, you click on the Gmail button and we'll log in. Once you're in this room, you are automatically logged in. If you have a regular email address, there's a box where you can put that in, and they'll send you an email with a link in it. So, let me reset again. KB2IDX. Now, what's really cool about ham.live is that there's a little row of icons at the bottom of your screen. One is a hand. If you have a question, you can use that, and that will notify myself and Bucky that you have a question. You can also ask over here as normal, but that's one thing. And the star, if you hit that once, you'll get an email every time that ham.live goes live for this net. Usually about 30 minutes ahead of time. Alrighty, guess what else? You can tune in to this net without a radio if you wanted to. Our friend Matt, N3PAY, has got a YouTube channel, and I put the link in the chat room already, KF0OWP.net. There's a link there, and you can follow that and go right in. It is streaming tonight. Thank you, Matt. You can also go to the Brandmeister Hose line. That link is also in there. Hose.brandmeister.network, and you're looking for talk group 31088. So this chat room is pretty cool. We post links and pictures in there. Reset. We ask you guys, if you do post some pics in there, it's okay. Just make sure you're not obliterating some important link that we put in. And it's fun, so that's what we're here for. Also, please check out our home website, coloradodigital.net. And that link is in there as well. There are a lot of resources there, a blog, and some pretty good info. There is also a link at the bottom of the page where you can donate if you feel so moved. It goes right to the maintenance of the XLX303 reflector. Okay. Let's get to what we got already. Bucky, would you like to read off who we have in the chat room already? Then we can take over the air after that. Back to you, sir. W0SUN, KB2IDX. All right, thanks, Chris. All right, let's see who we got. I'm going to go ahead and read them real quick. We've got 28. Let's see how many we've got toward the end. We got myself and Chris, KF0OPF. I think we have, we do, N3PAY, K0GIO, VK2MFW, N0KU, W9EGL, NT6DX, KE8UXT, AE0NV, WD0CIV, K5RUN, W0KVZ, KE0TBW, AC0XW, W1VKW, KV0LSM, WX4Charlie, WD0HDR, K0SAH, K1CNF, KN4FM, N9DYO, W1VAN, VA7TSL, KD0D, and W0SSB. So yeah, we still have 28. Let's take some over-the-air check-ins. Back over to you. This is W0SUN. Alrighty, if you're out there, mobile or wherever, and don't have a computer or don't want, we would be happy to take your check-in at this time. All we need is your call sign. Please come now. This is KV2 IDX. Somebody throw some raw meat out there. Well, alrighty then. No over-the-air check-in? That's cool. We got it. Well, does anyone out there in the crowd have any announcements for the group that we might be interested? Please come now. W0SUN, I've got one announcement. Okie dokie. Over to you, sir. And everybody, just remember, we do like to have fun here, but it is a directed net, so please go through Bucky or myself. Go ahead, Bucky. Okay, this is the weekend starting October 23rd for DX University, which is sold out. But what we've got this weekend in Grand Junction, Colorado, which is the town that is close to Utah, but it's in Colorado, about, oh, I don't know, let's see, 20 miles away, starting about 20 miles away from the border. We've got the ARRL, Rocky Mountain Division Convention. It's called HamCon, Colorado. And Friday, they're going to be doing a lot of digital workshops, classes, code plug, hotspots, code plugs, DMR, best practices. The whole day, pretty much the whole day is dedicated to DMR and digital communications. Last year, every year it goes to it alternates between 4 states. Last year was in Utah. I actually did a presentation on Yaesu Fusion. This year I'm not. I wish I would have, actually. But it goes from Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, and I think New Mexico. Anyway, that's this weekend. We've got a lot more things. Listen for me because I'm going to operate the special event station for a short time. I'll put up my call and see if anybody wants to work. W1AW stroke 0 or W1AW/0. That's the headquarters of the ARL. That was the original call sign and still is W1AW/0. And you can get a special QSO card, I believe, and you can even work myself on the air. That would be really cool, actually. I would like that. And we're going to have Fox Hunt, a table swap, special speakers. It's hamconcolorado.com. And Friday's the digital day for DMR. Back to KB2IDX. I'm going to be heading over there, obviously, tonight or tomorrow. I like to drive at night because the highways are not crowded and they don't shut down because of snowstorms and whatever. Back to KB2IDX. This is W0SUN. Well, the only other thing I can think of, informational-wise, is Anytone. I think it was just last month for the 878 V2 plus radios. The firmware version 4.00, and they removed the satellite capabilities. Which is fine with me. I didn't use it anyhow. But once again, as other people have found out, when you use that software and you import your old one, there's a point where it should ask you if you want to do something in reference to color codes. And if you say yes, everything will be fine. If you say no, you will have to go through and manually change all of your transmit color codes from 0 to 1. Depending on how big your code plug is, that could be a pain in the neck. But that one is no, so be careful. That's all. Other than that, it seems fine. I've starting to see some of the FTN 310s show up, and they sound good. Sound like a nice radio. About the pricing on them, I've heard people complain that it's close enough to a 510, and I might as well buy a 510. Well, the 510 has $120 worth of coupons on it right now, and when those coupons are gone, it goes back to 600 and something. So you see the new difference is better. Anyway, that's all I got, Bucky. Back to you. What do you got for us tonight? KB2IDX. Let's see. I did work an issue yesterday and today with a ClearNode. And he was trying to get into, he was having some problems connecting, and he didn't understand why, but he was able to connect to a couple of reflectors, and this is All-Star, right? So he had a ClearNode, which is kind of like a hotspot, but it doesn't have an MMDVM board because it's not digital voice, it's FM analog going to All-Star, right? So he's trying to connect with All-Star to most of the networks he cannot connect to, but just a couple he was able to connect. So we troubleshooted, and I asked him to go into, you get a user-friendly interface on your phone so you can actually navigate through your smartphone, which lets you connect to the device. And it'll, you can just connect to anything. You can use the DTMF codes, but easier just to use the Android app and connect. and he wasn't able to connect. With that, you get a dashboard. And so you can connect with the dashboard with a browser in your house. Go to the IP address, and then you can go that way, or you can connect with the smartphone. So he was having. I asked him to. He didn't know about the dashboard, so he went into All-Star-Mon or Supermon, and that's what it's called. And he tried to log in, and he couldn't log in. And I said, you gotta have the passwords match, and it's the password that support gives you in an email. So they set it up for you. You get an email. You have to keep that password, and then you can log in. And I told him that you got to have that same password. Well, he had changed the password, so that was the issue. So I was able to get right to that pretty quickly because I use both, and they do have to be the same password. He had changed it. We had to actually send a request back to Node Ventures, NODE-Ventures, VENTURES.com, and we sent an email. He sent an email back and actually gave him a new password, or actually, I think he was able to establish the password remotely and send it down to the device, which is kind of scary, actually, but he was able to do that. And then they were able to match passwords somehow, and he had to go with the actual support, tech support. The guy has great tech support that's free for 3 months, and we got it squared away, and he's able to connect to everything at once. So that's what happened yesterday and today with me, so I was troubleshooting that. Back to Chris, KB2IDX. Great. Let me add a couple more names that have joined us in the live. Dave, KA5JKI, and KF0YGK is Alan. Also, I'm going to set back here to Bucky in a moment, but you guys, if you guys look at your hotspot data, metadata, Bucky has gotten his changed. It used to say William. And it now says Bucky, really cool. I'm probably taking his thunder away. But hey, Bucky, back to you. I know you got some more to do. We're up to 30 now in the chat room. 82 ideas. Yeah, that is correct. Absolutely correct. So, for the last few years, when I signed up for DMR, I thought, you have to give your FCC license, and I thought I had to be official and use my same name that was on the license, which is William. I go by official documents. It's always William. My family calls me Bill, but everybody else in the world calls me Bucky. So I was always frustrated that it showed up as William, but then I, just for the heck of it, I got this idea from Scott. I mean, what am I saying, Terry? Man, I'm having a hard time remembering the call sign. I always forget your call sign. But I think Chris can bring me or remind me in the chat room. So I got this idea. So he said, no, was it P0SAH or anyway, somebody I was talking, they says, why don't you send in a request and see if you can get your name changed to your nickname. So that's what I did. I went to radioid.net, logged in, entered a support ticket, and I asked them if they could change my first name from William to my nickname, Bucky, because that's where everybody knows me from. So I guess now, it's showing up as Bucky, so that's cool. All right. Chris, you forgot his call too. I'll get it here in a minute. So that was really cool. Let me reset. It's WKRP. Yeah, that's another issue too. We'll explain that in a minute. He goes by WKRP in Cincinnati, but his call sign is Gary, KC8GEF. I was talking to him, or I was talking to Scott, K0S8H. One of those guys, I can't forget, I can't remember who, but that's who gave me the idea. And the only thing is, once they changed my name on DMR, my NXDN is having issues. So, I don't know, maybe it's just a matter of time for the host files to catch up everywhere. But, yeah, I was not able to connect with NXDN for a short time. Now I'm able to connect, but my call sign doesn't come through. So, yeah, kind of weird. But if you ever get a radio ID, which is a 7-digit code for DMR, which maps it over to your call sign, if you ever do get one, you can work all the different DMR networks. You can even work P25, so it works on P25. It works on all the DMR like Amcom, Brandmeister, TGIF, etc., etc., etc. The only thing it doesn't work with is NXDN, which is another mode. Kenwood sells them, other people sell them. A lot of businesses use NXDN, but ham radio can use NXDN as well. So if you want to experiment with that, cross mode into NXDN, you can connect to our reflector. If you go to talk group number 31672 on NXDN, it'll come out on our module G of our XLX303 reflector. But the ones who got that set up is the 5-star chat with Andy, MW0MWZ, but it is linked into our room. So if you ever want to get on NXDN and move over to module G, you can do that. All right. So, yeah, I think that came up with this call. I think we're good. So that's what I got. I got more, actually, but let me send it over to Chris and we can do some Q&A. All right. Well, you heard the man. Anybody out there have any questions for us this evening? Please come now. Anybody anywhere? W1VAN. Ivan, good evening, sir. What can we do for you? KD2YX. Been playing with the Link Poon app here lately. Part of the, what is that? Not Rapid Radio, but, anyway, yeah, I just started thinking and I lost my thought. But, the 310880 on the Link Poon, we're making pretty good use of that. Bucky had mentioned it in the chat room here a few weeks back, and might check that stuff out there. Bucky, if you could bring us back to date on some of that stuff on the Link Poon application and the TalkPod radios. The TalkPod radios, you purchase the radio from TalkPod. It will work for a year on the cellular towers, free of cost, and then after that there is a yearly subscription to keep them working. but you and your wife or you and the kids can use these and communicate back and forth. It doesn't matter where you're at, anywhere they work. So maybe Bucky can bring us up to date on TalkPod, W1BAM. All right, yeah. We're having some fun with these POC radios. A while back we did a net on POC radios. We actually did a two-part net. Well, actually three-part. It was started out as DV Switch, and then we went into radios like Pathfinder, and like Comjot, the CJ1. There's a bunch of them out there. Android-based radios, and these are cool radios because you can go to and you can work DMR repeaters, or you can it's like an Android phone. So we were working on those, and then we went to POC radios, like the Rapid Radio. We really like the TalkPods the best because you're using a virtual ham experience. You can even have dual band A and band B, and we have a talk group out there. You're welcome to join anybody. And the cool thing is you download an app which used to be called LinkPoon, but they renamed it to VHAM, Virtual Ham. We actually were preparing to talk about that a little bit, so that is a very, very cool thing because you can actually download the app and use it on your smartphone as long as it's Android. There's not one for iPhone. I'm going to turn it over to Chris, and you can talk even a little bit more. Just mention what we've been doing, how much fun we're having, how many people are hanging out there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Plus, you can set up a private talk group with anybody if you want. Over to Chris, KB2IDX from W0SUN. Yeah, actually, anybody can try it that has a cell phone. There should be an app. I know there's an Android one. I'm assuming there's one for iPhone, but I don't know because didn't we have to side load that on the phone? We might have had to do that. I don't think you can do that with an iPhone. But anyway, it's been quite fun. You can get the whole HT, comes green or black, $69.95. It is virtual ham radio. That actually is a very strong statement. That means it's not real. You're not really transmitting RF on an amateur radio frequency. But if you punch in whatever amateur frequency you want, actually it probably, I'm sure it would take anything from PC to light practically, but it has to be 6 digits long. It's pretty cool. The little radio has some side buttons, and you can customize what they do, but I've got one. I don't know if it was that way stock or not, but it shows you, when you push it, shows you who's in the room, so you can see who's in the room. And when you're outside looking in on the room, it tells you how many people are in there. So that's cool. It's virtually unlimited channels. I mean, it's just like using a VFO, but you memorize them. So you can come back real quick. Anyway, the more expensive one will come with the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capabilities. The little $69.95 one does not. The more expensive ones also allow you to select your country of origin. Whereas this one doesn't play well if you put anything in. I'm about to time out. So I'm going to send it back to you, Bucky. AB2IDX. Alright. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with these. The cool thing is you can put a SIM card in these radios so you don't have to use Wi-Fi. You don't have to have a hotspot. You get a year of using this SIM card for free. And from what I understand, when you want to renew it, it's just $10 a year. That's what Terry told me. Anyway, pretty cool. And if you don't have friends with these radios, and I have a N39 model of the TalkPod radio. It's TalkPod, TalkPod, and I really enjoy that when I'm out in the car. It's really great. When I'm in the office, I actually have an Android-based radio that I'm using through Wi-Fi, which you actually install that VM application, and it works with a microphone, and you key up, it works great. It becomes a VM radio, and Chris has one, I have one, it's called the W2 Pro. It's about $260 on Amcon, where the Handy Pocky is only, $70? So, yeah, you got a lot of choices, and if you don't want to buy a radio, just install it on your Android device, and you can key up there for free, totally free. So, come on in and experiment with it with that Android app. It's called VM, and if you have any problems finding it, just Google it. We can get you started on it. We've got about 8 or 9 people, sometimes 10, in the talk groups, and we just talk off and on throughout the day. It just feels a lot like a ham radio. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to put another screenshot in there. I'm going to turn it back to Chris. Back to you. This is W0SUN. Okay. We have Dan, N1UKJ. Welcome, Dan. There is one on. I need to turn that down. Important information to know about the SIM plan. You get 300 megabytes a month. And there's a place where you can see how much you have left. But the important thing to know is, and Terry told us this, a gentleman left his on for 10 days straight once, and he ran it all out. So if you run out next month, you have to wait till next month. But based on what I've been watching online, I haven't used that much data since I've had it. So it's all on how much you use. Just watch it, that's all. There's a little place in there, in the radio, that will show you how much data you've used and how much you have left. So that's something to keep an eye on. I do want to circle back to Ivan, of U1VA, and if we answer your question okay, or is there more we can do on that? We are going to talk about this some more, but back to you, Ivan, KD2IDX.
Oh no, not too much more to add. I just want to say that it's not an actual ham radio, that there's a license needed, and that you and the kids, or you and your uncle who lives in San Francisco, or clean across the globe. Anyway, these things will work. You can communicate and such, or you can treat it like a ham radio and use your call sign and talk groups like we've designated here. Sorry, I didn't mean to bust your topic there. I didn't know. W1BAM back to net.
No, actually, it was a perfect segue. I was going to thank you, because that was the plan. Because, when we brought it up a couple of weeks ago, ever since then, it's been building in popularity, and I just don't think we're ready to put that subject to sleep yet, because we're still having fun with it. And let me just put a picture of the W2 Pro, and that's made by a different company, Anysecu, ANYSECU. And you get that like I said on Amazon. It's a little pricey, but it does run Android. So we've gotten, let's see, well, obviously, with the VM, new switch, Ambi server, BlueDV. It has a USB port on the back, but I tried putting my USB, Ambi stick on there, but it would not see it. Didn't power it up. But if you have an ME server, it uses the DV that way. Echolink also fine on it. Well, there's some good apps that do on there. One more thing. Steve, W5SDC has also joined us in the chat room. And that brings us up to 32. Bucky, I'm going to send it back to you. See what else you've got. KB2IDX. Yeah. We were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about those rapid radios, those TID radios. You have POC link radios. There's so many out there. And I'm starting to see advertisements a lot. Maybe because I talk about it a lot and somebody's eavesdropping and picking it up and then marketing these types of radios to me, which is scary. But, so I'm seeing all kinds of ads now. I was playing with the rapid radios, at some events. Somebody had some of those, and so I was checking those out and, trying the TID radios, but we finally settled on the Talk Pod radios, and which are POC radios. And again, like Ivan said, you don't have to have a ham radio, so you can use them with your family. I want to get my brother one so we can talk radio to radio. You can use them with a small business if you want, and you just use the cellular services. Pretty nice. And then, like I said, we have that mobile radio that you can turn into a TalkPod radio, basically, but it's not. It's actually not made from TalkPod. It's made from a company called AccuServe. S-E-R-V. Accu. ACCU-SERV. And you get those on Amazon. The TalkPod radios can be as low as $70, where the W2 Pro mobile device is $260. No, $270, I think. So, yeah, pretty neat. Scott, you were listening on that net, and you went and ordered one that night. You used to be a airline pilot. You also listened to some other things with that device, so you're using it not just for the virtual ham, you're using it for, like, I turned mine into an Echolink radio, which works great. You've gone beyond that. So, K0SAH, let's hear your experience with this radio. Go ahead. K0SAH, good evening everyone. Yeah, so I took the plunge right away, because after I heard you guys talking about it, I'm like, that sounds really cool, and I started having things run through my head. What could I do with something like that? So, Yeah, so I'm using the VHAM software like you guys. I also use it now as an Echolink radio. I also put Peanut on it. So I started loading it with the ham apps first, and it works really, really good. The additional things, though, that I start putting on there is I like to use it as an emergency services scanner. So I have one of my Android apps, I can't remember the name of it exactly at this moment, that does a really nice job of scanning for the fire and emergency services here in Colorado Springs. The other thing is I put liveatc.net their feed on it. Yeah, I am a 40-year retired airline pilot now, but did 40 years of flying jets, airlines, corporate, and a little government work. And so I still like to listen to the airband because there's still people up there that fly in and out of this area that I know. And so I've done that. The other cool thing is initially I just had it connected via Wi-Fi in my home, which is really great. But I got the idea. I have an older tablet that has a data card in it that's still active that I pay for as part of my cellular family plan every month. And decided I wonder if it would work in it. Well, it's a little tiny one, like in most of the phones. The W2 Pro, though, has a larger slot. So I went on Amazon, and for $5, I bought a little converter kit so I can put that cellular card in the W2 Pro, and lo and behold, it works great. And so I won't go into it right now, so I don't overtake everything, but I've got some plans beyond just letting it sit here on my table to make it portable and take it with me on the go at times. Back to you guys. Yeah, I've got Echolink, I've got that PA7LIM.NL. You can download a couple of apps from him. I've got the Peanut app, and I've got the BlueDV working, although it doesn't do PGIDs, but I've got BlueDV working on YSF anyway. I'm having some problems with PMR. Echolink, let's see. I've got an HF. I turned it into an HF receiver courtesy of a couple of SDR websites, which has, both of these websites have a mobile version of their SDR, and they work great. It turns my radio into an HF receiver. I think that's cool, so I can listen to HF. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, DV switch too. So I think Chris has a comment. This is W0SUN. Go ahead and take it, Chris. Back to you, KB2IDX. Okay, first, let me just add one more member to the chat room, KE0SCU. That's KT, 4 columns. Welcome. That brings us up to 33. Yeah, I wanted to add one more on that company, Tide Radio. I put their company in there. One of the things that I was looking at originally, not only as a toy for me, but I wanted to see how the radios would work, say, like a family situation. You know, as we age and our kids grow up, they move out, they get away. You might live in Colorado, you got a kid in New York and a kid in Florida and 3 ex-wives in Canada. You know, send them all radio. You can stay in touch that way. But what I found out, at least it's my opinion, is that these Tide radio ones are a little bit better for that kind of purpose. Whereas the ones that were talk pods are much more ham-oriented. And it's just, I'm sending my brother and his wife a gift. They have a new model out that I really liked. I should have got a third one for myself, but it's similar but different. They have their own network, so it's not the same. They are not Android-based, although you can get Android-based ones that work on that network. But it's more oriented to that kind of thing. They advertise it for businesses as well. That's where it all came from back in the 2000s from Nextel. And I also have seen recently on television, I'm going to time out, stand by. I was watching a show, a police show, and they were all using cell phones with push-to-talk buttons on. So I thought that was pretty cool. And Nextel started it, and now it's a toy for us. But that's all. And look, he's putting some pictures in there. It looks like the app. So, anyway, back to you, Bucky. That's my 2 cents on Tide Radio, Tide Radio, 82IDX. Yeah, I put a lot of pictures. If you'd like to see, go into the chat room. It's ham.live. You're mentioning that you call it the Tide Radio. I call it TID Radio, Tide Radio, TID Radio. I like the Talk Pod Radio a lot more, and I wouldn't get. Those radios are good too. I've got one, and those are cheap. We got ours off of AliExpress for $40. And they work just like the Rapid radios, which are very expensive. They even have a very similar interface. I noticed that as well. But, so yeah, I would still, even if, I'd still recommend that TalkPod over the TID radio. That's just me though. Alright, anybody have any questions or comments? Please, let me add, AE0 and Omar, it's good to have you, and Randy. Oh, it's great to have you, KE0EHT. Alright, any other questions or comments? Please come down with your call sign. No question. K0EHT, not KE0EHT. Anyway, I thought I'd straighten it out. K0EHT is listening. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I think I was watching the log, and Chris maybe logged it with the wrong call sign and then corrected it, because it corrected itself magically. So, Ron, I thought that was you. Welcome to the net. Yeah. Chris was typing an error, and I saw that, and then it magically morphed into your call sign. Oh, that's cool. K0EHT. Ron, it's really great to have you check into the Colorado Hotspot discussion. All right. Any other questions or comments? We got time for questions or comments. Otherwise, I got some more stuff in my head. Go ahead. This is KE0TPW. All right. KE0TPW down in Colorado Springs, maybe. Maybe go by Joe. Go ahead. Yeah, this is Joe in Colorado Springs. I'm just, I know they say, no question, there's no stupid question, but, I have no idea what a W2 Pro is. Can you is it a hybrid, radio or telephone, or what is it? I'm confused with that. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, welcome to the new age of digital communications. It's a internet device which it has the look and feel of a mobile radio or a base radio. So it looks like a radio. It feels like a radio. It actually doesn't put out any signal. It's an Android device which lets you go through Wi-Fi, or you can actually get a SIM card and go through the cellular network. It's great when you're I'm planning on doing a lot of camping later on in the year, next year. We already winterized, but starting springtime, we'll get our trailer out, and I'm thinking this will be really great. I can even put in a SIM card and get on the radio. Now, how does that work? It's an Android device, so you download ham radio type apps like Echolink, like this virtual ham app we've been talking about. With some apps you don't need a license, but with others you do, like my Echolink. It turns into an Echolink radio. I can get to digital talk groups or WiresX type rooms, or I can get to YSF. You don't need a hotspot. So it's a W2 Pro. It's a W2 Pro radio by a company called AnySecure. They're missing some letters, but it's spelled ANYSECU. So I guess you pronounce it AnySecure. AnySecure. I don't know. They're missing the RE, but it's ANYSECU. You can get them on Amazon for $270. But it's not actually a real radio. It's a virtual radio. It's an internet device which has a microphone, it has a knob, and you can turn up and down the volume. You can key up with your microphone. It has a great look and feel. Go ahead. Okay, that kind of explains it for me. It's more of an internet device than a radio. Yeah, once you explained, you did a good job explaining it, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much there, Bucky. This is KE0TPW, back to the next drill. Alright, we picked up that. KJ7DWA. I think you're in Washington there. Cool. Oh, I've talked to you before. I remember you. We also picked up Dell WD5TEX there in Loveland, north of me, and in New York, WA2NYY. It's good to have you back with us as well. Recognize a lot of these calls. So, yeah, you're going to see, you can download DroidStar for your phone. You can download Blue DV for your radio. You can turn your computer into an internet-type radio. You can turn your phone into an internet-type radio. So, yeah, welcome to the new age. It's a new kind of direction for ham radio. A lot of people used to think, oh, that's not real radio, but a lot of people are starting to accept that. This is part of ham radio. It's part of the digital movement. And we just picked up Jamie in Alabama, KQ1 USA. Thanks for joining us, Jamie. Alright, I think Jamie's got one of these radios too. We're talking about the TalkPod and the W2 Pro. Alright, any other comments or questions out there? Please come down with your call sign. K0SH, yeah, Bucky, I have another comment. Yeah, Scott, go ahead. Yeah, it comes with a cable, so you can actually put a power pole type connection and plug it into your battery or your, in your car. And you can order an extra little AC adapter. So it's pretty versatile. And it comes with a version of Android 11, Android version 11. I don't think it's the very latest, but it's pretty close. So I've got an older model that I picked up a little bit cheaper used. I've got Android 7, and now it comes with Android 11. So yeah, look at all these different colors and devices. I got a green handy-talkie. Jamie, you're showing a black handy-talkie. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. Oh, good. We added Paul, ZL2BZ, and Riley. Yeah, good to have you, Riley, in Craig, Colorado, KF0MYC. I haven't talked to you for a while. All right, any other questions or comments? Please come. Oh, yeah, you figured out how to name your channels. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you can set up different channels with different talk groups and frequencies, and it's all virtual. It's virtual ham radio, but it feels just like ham radio. All right, anybody else with any questions or comments out there, please come out with your call sign. Good evening, Bucky. Kilo Charlie 4, Zulu Yankee Charlie, KC4ZYC, Orlando, Florida. Comment. All right, we got you in Orlando. Man, this goes late for you, but I'm glad you're here, Howard. KC4ZYC. Go ahead. Hi there, Bucky. Hey, good to hear you. And glad I caught up with you on Monday when I was in Gainesville. And slowly but surely be making my transition from this area on up to Gainesville. Got an apartment picked out, and my move-in date is going to be November 12th. And we get the lease for the apartment pretty soon, so I'll be signing that. And yeah, there's going to be an overlap with the two rents, because you got to pay the rent on the place I'm in right now, and also start the rent with the new place. But I wanted to comment on the fact that there's a couple of YSF repeaters in the Gainesville area. So I will definitely be making use of not only hotspot as a backup, but also the local YSF repeaters up there. One is connected pretty much full-time to Kansas City wide, and the other one is pretty much left open. So if somebody wants to use it to connect to something, they can. Looks like they've got a couple of all-star nodes there. I know that one is permanently connected to a system somewhere on the eastern seaboard. The other one, I'll have to find out. So, yeah, it'd be kind of neat if I can, talk to you guys via the local repeaters and see if I can't drum up some local activity and some interest among the hams in the Gainesville area. We shall see. Hopefully, with the fact they got some neat repeaters out there, they've got some activity and some people that are interested and I'm very eager and interested in learning what else might be out there besides what repeaters are currently connected to. W0SUI KC4 is Wise here, Orlando. Yeah, that's pretty neat, isn't it? When you're traveling and Howard's moving in that area in Gainesville, Florida. We talked the other day, and what was really cool is he took that repeater and went into Wires X mode and connected it over here to Colorado HD Room, and we were able to have a conversation. What's really neat, I think, is you've got one of those repeaters pretty much full-time on KCY. Well, we do a net every Thursday night at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central. Over on KCY, every Thursday night, we do Let's Talk Digital. It's very similar to this net, too, by the way. We go a little bit more in-depth with stuff here. Over there, we keep it a little bit lighter, although we do get some interesting questions that take us in different directions over there. And I do more fusion over there, and I add a little bit more over here. I do fusion over here, plus get into other avenues of digital over here. So that's kind of the difference, but it's very similar. So yeah, that's great. If you can move one repeater over here on Wednesday night, then we got the other KC-wide net on Thursday night. Great to have you back in here, Howard. Thanks a lot for those comments. This is W0SUN. Let's take it over to Chris if you've got anything. I've got some other topics too, so I'm going to send it over to Chris so I can take a breather and you can say whatever and send it back to me. Whatever. There, I said it. Yeah, I do want to mention that in Gainesville, the one that has KC White on it, that's a permanent link, not movable. KC White has done that in a lot of locations, and they have a system in the past, at least, where they've helped people out in that way. And yeah, if you go to KC White's website, you can see the map of repeaters, and it'll be there. Okay. I have actually nothing else, Bucky. So I'm going to have to send it back to you, sir. TV2IDX. Yeah, so if you're interested in what we're talking about, you can try it out for free if you have a smartphone that is Android-based, like a Samsung or a Google Pixel Pro or whatever they call those. You can download this free app called VHAM, and Jamie's got one there in the, he's showing a really good picture of the two talk groups that we use. We've got the 310880, and we had to put, it's got to be 6 digits, so we added a 0. So 310880 on the bottom. Oh, you can see 12 stations in there. Wow, that was a busy day. Okay. And then you've got White Lightning at the top. He's got a talk group called White Lightning, and it's 036093. So, yeah, come in and join us. So, yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's like, it's just feels like ham radio for sure. All right. And yeah, come and join us by downloading that app. You can have fun with that too. You don't have to have the radio. It's all free on your Android. All right. Let me pause. Okay, the other day I was talking to Ron, and Ron, it's so good to have you on the net. And I do this sometimes. K0EHT, perk up your ears there. So I'm talking about you, Ron. So if you walked away, if you're fixing yourself a sandwich, you're getting yourself a drink, please walk over to the radio. So I'm giving you a little time, giving you a heads up. So Ron, you've been on KCY for quite a while, and I would call you a regular. So KCY is a really interesting place. It's very comfortable. A lot of communication going on. They have a bunch of nets. They've got lots of fun conversation. You kind of pull up a chair and you're hanging out there where everybody knows your name. You know, everybody knows your call sign. So, and we got quite a bunch of great characters that use KCY regularly. We got some new folks, and we got the late night people. We got the early morning people. So it's a great place. So, Ron, you've been hanging out there quite a bit. I would consider yourself a regular on KCY. And lately, you've been trying out a little bit more about Wires X. So tell me what you like so far. What's your experience? And do you have any questions, of anything more about Wires X, or what do you like about it? Over to Ron, K0EHT.
Yeah, WZRSU and the group K0EHT. Oh, I don't know. I just seem like I've gained a lot of friends on KC Wide. I've been on it for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in February, I believe. That's when I got my radio 2 years ago, the 500. And anyway, found KC Wide and made a lot of friends. I'm retired, man. I'm almost 90 years old. I've got nothing to do but sit here in the God's waiting room, I guess you want to call it. But I hang out on KC Wide, and I got to thinking, you know, I need to maybe wander around a little bit. So I called John, KZ4JON. Let me drop this a second. I called John in Florida, and oh, he's such a swell fella. He knows I can't see very good, and he walked me through the issues of setting up my Wires X to go to different rooms. So I put in your room in Colorado there, you guys, and I put in, what was it, oh, that other room you just talked about. Oh, God, I can't think of the name of it. Something. I can't remember. Now I have to look at it. And I've talked on it, too. And it's kind of stretching my feet a little bit. I'm a little leery about doing stuff because of my vision. But, golly gee, John has really helped me. Go ahead.
Yeah, good old John. A lot of people know John from the Villages, Florida, which is a huge place where older folks go. Not just, you don't have to be retired. You could be like a lot of people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I think it's a strict thing on antennas. And as we get older, we kind of move into places where Either you can't get on your towers anymore, you can't get on the roof, or you live in an HOA where you can't have antennas, etc., etc. And the older you get, you still want to do ham radio. But I think that's where digital radio really shines. So people can still rag chew, find a place. You got as you can't really dial up and down the radio, but you can go to different rooms and talk groups and things like that. So I think that's awesome. Not just for older people, but for younger people too. Absolutely, you know what I mean? So, for example, last weekend they had the Jamboree on the air, and they had a couple of DMR talk groups. So some of them came into the different Wires X rooms. That's really nice. Yeah, I met John. He was one of the first people I met on Wires X, believe it or not. Man, that was like 7 years ago. And he was on America Link most of the time back then. I met him on America Link. And then we both kind of migrated over to KCY. But since that time, not only did I set up a Wires X room, I set up a repeater, and I've been helping out with Colorado Digital Multi-Protocol Group. Great bunch of guys, and I really like KCY because, well, my daughter lives over there, and so it was a great opportunity to meet a lot of friends, especially in the Kansas City area. Let me reset. So there's different kinds of people that use digital radio, and I was thinking there's the type of people that hang out in KCY, and they never go anywhere else. And I'm really glad, Ron, that you've started, if you will, virtually spinning the dial up and down, but it's not really the dial. You're just actually going into different rooms and things. So I'm really glad you're finding out what's out there and jumping into these different rooms like White Lightning by Jamie and other rooms too. So America Link, Texas Nexus, for example, and there's a bunch of other ones too. But I'm glad you found this room because I really like I was really pleasantly surprised when you showed up, and I know your voice, and I recognize you right away. So fantastic. All right. Um. All right. Let me. Hey. Thanks a lot for letting me call on you, Ron, and I'll let you go ahead and clear out.
Okay, Becky, and the group on the net. It's nice to get into the Colorado net because, boy, I'll tell you what, you've got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I really like to sit and listen to it. I sometimes fall asleep when I listen to your Casey White net. I can't keep my eyes open sometimes, but it depends on the time I get up in the mornings. But I try not to miss it, and it's well worth listening to. Because I gained some knowledge. I think that's what you guys gave me the initiative, even though I'm legally blind, to reach out to John and have him help me put in, he got Texas Nexus, and he's got that one you just mentioned. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, I've talked to some guys on it, and I thought they had another on there. They was talking about something paranormal or something, and I was trying to listen into that, because I kind of like the paranormal movies, some of it, not all of it, but depends on what it is. But anyway, I'm not going to rattle on. You guys, I'm listening. Don't talk about me. Back to net, K0EHD. Thanks, Mikey.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, KQ White, I met Jamie, KQ1 USA in Alabama, and he's got family up here in Colorado, and we actually got to meet up and go to lunch. Totally cool. Speaking of, KQ1 USA, over to you from W0SUN.
Roger that. Thank you very much, Bucky. I just wanted to clear up a little confusion. There's two different White Lightning call groups. You've got one that starts with the number 36093 and ends with a 0. That one is public so that people with the app on an Android can actually dial that one up. Because we found out that in the app, you can't start a talk group with a 0. But there's a private White Lightning group that starts with a 0, and that's 36093, and that's just for me and my wife. And there is a lock on it. If you look at that screenshot, there's a lock just to the right of the number under the CH, and it's right above where how many people are in the room. And I'll put the instructions in the chat room on how to configure your channel to be a private channel unlocked so that only you and whoever you give that code to can connect to it. But I just wanted to clear that up real quick. The public White Lightning is 36093 and ends with a 0. KC1 USA back to net control.
All right, we're talking about that virtual ham app, that VM app, and he created a room with a lock on it with a code that you can give to people and kind of have a private channel there. Oh, there you go. That's what you need for your family. Just put a private channel, and what you do is you just pick a number. 6 digits. It can't be a leading 0, but you can just pick a number, just whatever frequency you want, whatever talk group you want. You put that in and then have a dual band radio that one is your private room and the other one can be a public room. That's pretty cool. So you got the virtual code there. He's got the you have to have the code to get in. Oh, very cool. Hey, thanks a lot, Jamie. KQ1 USA from W0SUN. Good information. And we just picked up Tom in Oregon, KJ7T. It's great to have you in the room tonight, so I'm really happy to see you as well. All right, we're getting down to the end of the net, but we're going to stick around a little bit just for some informal chat after we close the net officially at 8:30 Mountain Time. So, really quick, any other comments or questions for the net? Please come down with your call.
KE0TOT.
KE0T, what was it? Oh, TOT, KE0TOT. Was it just me, or is his audio a little bit louder? Tell me in the chat room, guys. I want another opinion. Craig. Oh, yeah, you are a little hot. Everybody agrees with me. Okay. Craig here in Denver. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Hello to you, hello to the net. I missed most of it, but just tuned in, so I thought I'd at least check in and say hi. Thanks for the feedback on the mic. It's a brand new radio, and I think I'll turn the gain on the mic down a little bit. But yeah, just wanted to say hi. I'm here in Denver. I got my license about 7 years ago, and then took about 6 years off. But just playing around with the DMR, the digital stuff, got a hotspot set up. So just thought I'd check in here and hear what you guys were talking about. Back to that.
All right, very good. We got several Denver Fusion repeaters in here as well as DMR repeaters. And maybe you have a Fusion radio. I'm here in right on the border of Centennial and Lone Tree along Quebec and 470. So if you're close to that, we got some frequencies. Check out our webpage. Go to the repeaters page, and you'll see all the Fusion repeaters you can get to. All right. Great to have you, Craig. Maybe we can meet up sometime. I'll come up with a reason to get some people together and maybe go to lunch or something like that. Great to have you. K0TYT. And I think you're using the mic, the M1KE device. I really like that device. That's another internet radio. Can you call it a radio when it's not really a radio? That's another type of device. It's not called a POC radio because it doesn't have a SIM card. POC radios mean push to talk over cell phone. Push to talk over cell phone carrier or whatever. The mic is not considered a POC radio. It's considered an internet radio because it doesn't have a slot for a SIM card. You have to have Wi-Fi. But I'll tell you what, I really like that device. Between that and my phone, I can put an earplug in and listen to different talk groups with Brandmeister on my phone, or I can be in the doctor's office in the waiting room and walk out occasionally and get on the radio and talk to some people, and then get back into the waiting room. I've done that a couple of times. All right. Thank you for jumping in here. All right. Anybody else want to check in? Anybody else? We're going to go ahead and take some over-the-air check-ins. If you're just joining us, come on in with your call sign. Let us know you're there. This is Net Control W0SUN.
Good evening, Bucky and the net. This is John. November 5, Yankee Alpha India, N5YAI. Currently at my secondary home in Woodland Park, Colorado. Just listening to the last 30 minutes. And just sort of remembered the Wednesday night. I usually listen on the Thursday night. And so caught the last 15, 20 minutes in. So thank you, sir. And yeah, I just want to check in. N5YAI here, Woodland Park.
Wow, you picked a pretty place. There's nothing like Woodland Park. It's in the shadow of Pikes Peak. Down there, you go around Colorado Springs and then head up the hills and the mountains. And it's just in the perfect spot. Woodland Park, I love that. It's one of my favorite places, right there near Pikes Peak, right here in Colorado. And you're from Texas there, some of the time in Texas, some of the time in Woodland Park, Colorado. Very cool. All right, anybody else want to get checked in? You can check in electronically, by the way. Come into our chat room, get checked in on ham.live. That's called ham.live. Anybody else want to get checked in before we close the formal portion of the net? Please come out with your call sign. All right, I saw Greg. Let's get Greg checked in. We did in Parker. Hey, Greg. I was just I went over that at the very beginning of the net. We talked about troubleshooting your clear node, and it's great to have you on the net. KF0ILP. Very cool. All right, thanks for checking into the net. Hey, Scott. He mentioned a really good Mexican restaurant in Woodland Park. Called Fiesta Mexicana. I've been there. I've been to that restaurant. It's very good. All right, very cool. Come on now with your call sign. Please come now with your call sign, for over-the-air check-ins. This is Bucky Net Control, W0SUN. Good point. How do you adjust the audio on the M1KE? No, we didn't go over that. And I don't know without bringing up my interface and turning on my M1KE and trying to figure out how to do that. Where's the place over to Dave WD0HDR, which he's part of Colorado Digital Multi-Protocol, by the way. How do you adjust the audio on that Shark RF M1KE device? Go ahead, Dave.
That's a good question, Bucky. If I had one, I could probably explain how it works. But yeah, I don't know. I figured that people that had one would be able to advise. WD3HDR.
Oh, I'll tell you what, we can do that after hours, after we close the official portion of the net. I'll probably have time to go into the interface and figure out how to do that. I've done it before, but for the life of me, I can't remember right off the top of my head. It's not easy, actually. So there is a mic section, so if you go into the mic section, you could probably figure it out. There's different tabs. You got the status page, you got the network page, you got the connect page, you got all these different tabs across the top, and then just choose the one that says mic, so M-I-C, whatever, microphone, whatever it says, I can't remember, and then you can go in, probably adjust the volume right there. Just keep in mind, if you adjust the volume on one profile, it just doesn't necessarily change it on another, I don't think. You can have multiple profiles on that radio. But it's a really nice device. I really like mine. Alright. Anybody else want to check in? Any other comments? Please go now with your call.
W0 PVZ comment on the mic.
Yeah, Vail. He's got one of those virtual ham radios, and he's in there. He's also over on KC Wildlife and right here on Colorado HD, and he's my neighbor to the north in Golden, Colorado. Go ahead, W0KVZ.
Roger that, Bucky. I was just gonna say on the mic one that there's a heading called mic. And under that, you want to go to audio settings. You can make adjustments there. But I would say, for the most part, you should not mess with that settings at all. Because Mike really does a great job of fitting each protocol with the proper audio settings.
Yeah, I've heard that before. My friend Jimmy in 7VDR actually said that. Don't adjust those settings. I turned on my mic and I'm going across the top there. I'm looking at the mic setting, MIC, and you can change loudness and miking. You gotta be really careful with that if you mess with that. And it's per profile, so you can have one profile you can experiment and have your main profile too. So save all your profiles too, by the way, and then you could always bring it back if you mess something up. So that's, you can play with it a little bit, but you got to be very careful.
Good advice there, Bill. But if you want to come someplace and test your audio, there's two different places that I would go. The first one, you can check in on Saturday evening, afternoon, evening, depending where your location is. Chris, KB2IDX, whose nickname is called Dr. Parrot. He has a radio check in the Mornet. He also covers technical information and a lot of digital information because he's very smart at it. But he also does radio checks. So he checks your audio. And he's got different methods and ways to do that. And you can join that net on Saturday following Boise Bob Food for Talk. It's at 5 o'clock my time, I believe. 5 o'clock Mountain Time. 6 o'clock Central Time, maybe. I hope I got that right. I always forget the exact time zone, time, whatever. That's one place I would go. The second place you can test your audio is right here on Colorado HD. So if you come here to this room, we do that all the time. You can always take lots of time and play with your gain and your volume control, and you can do it here as well. And by the way, Chris listens here all the time, so he's also over there on Saturday for that net. That's a perfect time to do it. Over to you, Chris, KBQIDX from W0SUN.
W0PZ, one last comment before Chris. Under the audio settings, there's a section down towards the very bottom that says loudness. If you enable that, I would keep it at least 1% or less, or not enable it, because I've had the experience on 030 Charlie, a lot of people messing with that, turning that loudness up, and it just distorts the heck out of their audio transceiver back to you.
Okay. Thanks, Dale. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to end the formal portion of the net, and we can carry this discussion on again after. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. Same place, same ham live room. We're going to stick around for a little bit longer this evening. Well, if we need to, we carry on the same subject. Anything goes afterwards. But let's get the official closing going here. I'm going to reset real quick. This is KB2IDX. Alrighty. As we just saw here in Handout Live, we know problems don't happen on just Wednesdays and Thursdays.